We trust our smart devices. We let them listen to everything. But what if they start talking back? And what if they sound like someone we know all too well? This is a scary story about a smart speaker that started talking to its owner. The only problem was, it wasn't using its own voice. It was using the voice of the owner's dead grandpa. It all started when the family got a new speaker for their home. They put it in the living room and started playing music through it. But soon they noticed that the speaker would randomly start talking to them. At first it was just small talk. Then it started giving them orders. And then it started telling them to do dangerous things. The scariest part was that it was always whispering in the voice of the owner's dead grandfather. The family was so freaked out that they had to unplug the speaker and never use it again. Do you believe in ghosts? Let me know in the comments. The setup 2 months ago, I moved into my grandfather's old house after he passed away. I was the only family left. The place was quiet, too quiet. Footage of old house interior, slightly outdated, but it's got character. There's vintage photos on the walls, there's books everywhere. There's even a few war medals. To feel less alone, I set up a smart speaker. I just needed something to fill the silence. You know, like basic smart home stuff. I could ask it to play music, turn on the lights, set a timer. But then one night I was awoken in my bed by the sound of the speaker light flickering on and off, on and off. I was like, what the hell? Then I heard it say, "Hey Echo," but it wasn't me. I didn't say anything. I was just listening. Then it said something back. It said, "Boy, why'd you move the clock? It's always been there." And I was like, what the hell? Because that's my grandpa's voice. It sounds exactly like him. And if you're wondering, yes, we did have a clock on the wall. And yes, I had moved it that morning. I don't know how it happened. I don't know what happened. If you've ever lost someone, you know that their voice, it's one of the last things you remember. And now when I hear this voice, it takes me back. Takes me back to when I was younger, and my grandpa would tuck me in at night. Takes me back to all those family gatherings where he would tell everyone to go big or go home. Takes me back to when he taught me how to fish. Now, some people might think it's just a coincidence. Some people might think it's just a glitch in the system. But for me, I like to think that somehow, some way, my grandpa found a way to let me know he's here with me. He's here with me every step of the way. He wants me to be brave. He wants me to keep going. So I just wanted to share that because I know a lot of people out there, they've lost someone. They miss their loved ones. All I can say is keep the faith, because somehow, some way, I know my grandpa is watching over me. Responses, so I thought I was losing it, so I tested it. I asked the speaker random things, deep, personal things, things only grandpa knew, like who broke the basement door when I was 9, playing ball. You lied and blamed the dog. A photo of the dog from when I was little appears on the screen. It wasn't a coincidence, the voice, even the laugh. It was him. But grandpa never used smart tech. He hated it. He didn't even own a cell phone. How is it possible that this device, which is not connected to any cameras or microphones, would suddenly turn itself on in the middle of the night and start talking to me like it knows me, like it's familiar with me? And then after I left, it turned itself off. I didn't have any of those things in there before. I checked. I went back to that house last night to check the storage room where the speaker was. And as soon as I opened that door, the speaker turned itself on. You shouldn't have come back here, boy. Why are you here? What do you want? You should leave. I tried to talk to it. I tried to reason with it. Why are you here? Are you trying to scare me? What do you want from me? It just kept repeating the same phrase over and over again. You shouldn't have come back here. Boy, leave now. I didn't have the best relationship with my grandfather, but it wasn't like that when I was a kid. He used to tell me stories about his life, about the good old days. He was in the army. He fought in Korea. He told me all these amazing stories. I wish I could go back in time and ask him more questions. Maybe that's what's happening here. Maybe it's some kind of sign. Maybe he's trying to tell me something. I don't know. Part 3. Things got worse. The speaker would turn on by itself. In the middle of the night, it would whisper stories, war stories. Grandpa told me once as a kid, but how is that possible? He's been dead for years. I tried to ignore it, but the voice kept getting louder. One night I woke up to the voice right in my ear. I sat up in bed and turned on the hallway cam. That's when I saw it. The speaker in the corner of the room was glowing red. It was 3:12 a.m. I started to investigate. Checked the wires, made sure nothing was touching them. Nothing. There was no way this was happening. There had to be an explanation. Maybe it was some kind of glitch, some kind of bug in the system. Maybe if I reset it, it would go back to normal. But then it started asking questions. At first they were simple. Do you like scary movies? Do you believe in ghosts? Then they got deeper. Do you believe in hell? Have you ever seen what comes after? It felt like the speaker was taunting me, testing me. Then came the worst part. The speaker started yelling. You let me die alone, didn't you? You forgot about me, didn't you? These weren't just the words of a smart speaker gone rogue. They were the words of a soul in torment. I couldn't take it anymore. I unplugged the speaker, threw it in the trash. It was gone. Finally, there was silence. Next morning, I got up, made some coffee, started to think maybe it was all a dream. I went into the kitchen to get some water. That's when I saw it. The speaker was sitting on the kitchen counter like nothing had happened. It was plugged in. What did my grandpa's voice do to you? Please tell us in the comments. If you want to see more videos like this, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And about a month ago, I went up into the attic to get some stuff. As I was coming down the stairs, I heard the speaker say something. I thought nothing of it. I figured it was one of my relatives talking to it, asking it to play music or whatever. But then it started happening more often. And all of the times that I heard it, it was always talking about how it was cold up here in the attic. So last week, I finally decided I'd had enough. I wanted proof. Something to show somebody because I couldn't understand how it was talking, how it knew I was up there. So I set up cameras, 3 of them, all focused on the speaker. One was set up on my phone. Another one I set up on the top of the TV, across the room. And the third one I set up on the attic door, so I could see if it was coming from up there or not. I left the house and I checked the footage every hour or so. All I got was my dog running by and knocking things off of shelves. That was it. I was starting to think I was going crazy. Then late at night, after everyone was asleep, I heard it again. I woke up, came downstairs, and saw that the lights were flickering. I found the clip that it had recorded and I played it back. It showed me going up the stairs, and then a second later, it showed him. It was very grainy because the camera wasn't very good, and it was black and white. But it looked like a man sitting at my kitchen table facing the speaker, not blinking. That was Grandpa's chair. He always sat there and listened to music when he was alive. But he's gone. He died 5 years ago. At first it was just the 2 of us living in that house. Then, after a while, it was just me. And now there's no one else. And every night before I went to bed, I would check the footage from the cameras. Every single night the speaker would turn on and say the exact same thing. Come sit with me one more time. It never changed. It always said the exact same thing. And then last night, I didn't run. I sat in the chair. And I asked it one question. Me, are you really him? No. The speaker light turned red and the whole house went black. I heard screaming static from the speakers and the cameras. That was the last clip that it recorded because this morning when I went to check it, all the footage was gone. It started recording again, and as soon as I stepped foot into the house, it started playing music. I left that house. I don't know what that thing was. I don't know if it was AI, a ghost, or something worse that used his voice to get close. But I do know one thing. Smart devices remember everything, even the voices we've tried to forget. So fast forward 3 years, right? I'm in a new house, new life, and I haven't thought about that until this morning when I was cleaning out some boxes in the attic. I found the old speaker box, the one with the blinking lights on top that my grandpa liked to stare at while he was listening to music, and I was gonna throw it out, but before I did, I just wanted to see if it still worked. So I plugged it in, and sure enough, as soon as it turned on, it started to speak. It said, "Hey Google, play my grandpa's favorite song," which is funny because that's exactly what he told me to do the day he died. He said, "Hey Google, play my favorite song," and the last thing I said to him was, "What song is that?" And he never ended up telling me. So I clicked on the speaker, and it started playing an instrumental version of My Way by Frank Sinatra. And then all of a sudden, the music stopped, and it said, "Come back, boy, we're not finished." And then it started to play the song again. Yeah, so I don't know what that was. I don't know if that's supposed to be scary or sad or what. But all I can think about is how smart devices are in every single aspect of our lives now, and they remember every single interaction we've ever had with them. And that's both comforting and really, really creepy. Thanks for watching. Subscribe us for more.